So after using the iPhone 16 for a week, I get it. Like, I really get it. Those sales numbers, 48% up for the 16 Plus and 10% up for the regular 16. That's wild, but honestly, it makes sense. I might even go as far as to say this is the best value iPhone Apple has ever made. At least on the surface, it looks that way. But should you really go for it? Since the iPhone 11 Pro, I've had this weird love-hate thing with the regular iPhones. No matter what Apple crammed inside, they always seemed a little underwhelming. The 11 had that terrible screen, the 12 and 13 were solid, but still felt like something was missing. And the 14, let's not even go there. The 15 was decent, but the 16, that's a whole different story. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. It looks better than the 16 Pro. Yeah, I said it. We don't have to pretend that this new ultramarine color doesn't wipe the floor with desert titanium. I would pick ultramarine every single day. It's fresh, it's vibrant, it's not boring, and even though the camera bump makes it wobble on the table, I can forgive it. It reminds me of my old iPhone XS. Good memories, man. Good times. From the moment I powered this thing up, I felt like I was back in 2020, when the iPhone 12 Pro and the regular 12 were almost identical in daily use. Guess what? We're back there again with the 16 and 16 Pro. The differences are barely there. Take the screen for instance. I had zero issues using this thing under the blazing Dubai sun, because this screen hits the same brightness as the 16 Pro, 2000 nits. You're never squinting to see anything. It's colorful, vibrant, and it's got this same anti-reflective coating, by which I mean none. Thanks Samsung for spoiling me, because Apple is still not doing anything about that glare. Now let's talk about Pro Motion. Yeah, it's easy to be like $800 and still 60 Hz. Come on, Apple, what is this? And I get it, 60 Hz sounds ancient by 2024 standards. Here's the thing, it's really not that bad. Yes, a little annoying, but not a deal breaker. Apple knows how to finesse 60 Hz with smooth animations that make everything feel fluid. But I won't lie, if you're coming from 13 Pro or newer, it's gonna feel choppy for the first couple days. For me, it took about 2 days to get used to, and that's only because I also use a MacBook and iPad with Pro Motion. As for the always-on display, honestly, I couldn't care less. I love it on my 16 Pro, sure, but when I'm using the regular 16, I don't even notice it's missing. It's not a game changer, trust me, you won't miss it. And that's where Casetify comes in, the sponsor of today's video. They've got a crazy lineup of not just cases, but a whole range of gear to keep your phone and you covered. Both the Impact case and the Impact Ring stand bring military-grade drop protection, and that case also has a handy stand, just in case you need to prop up your phone while binge watching or whatever. It's very convenient. But Casetify isn't just doing cases, they've got accessories too. Need a sturdy watch band? Check out the Bounce Odyssey band, made for people who are always on the move. They've also got MagSafe wallets, stands, and even power banks, so you're always charged up. Now let's talk about the big guns, the Ultra Bounce case. This thing is a tank. 10x military grade protection and drop protection from a wild 32.8 feet. It's got huge bounce corners and 6 protection layers with an integrated camera lens protector, so your phone is practically invincible. The expanded corners in this case can absorb impact from any fall that might happen during normal usage and more. But the real game changer is the Ultra Bounce attachment system. You can clip this thing to your pants, wear it crossbody with a lanyard, or even hook it up with a G-hook clasp and carabiner. It's not just a case, it's the perfect combination of protection, style, and versatility. Perfect for anyone living life on the go. Go to my description box and click the link. It's casetify.com/AutoWiner to get 15% off your order today. So this phone might not have all the bells and whistles of the Pro models, but for a regular iPhone user, it's a massive upgrade. Picture this. I am a non-YouTuber Arthur now, someone who's practical with money, doesn't splurge on the Pro iPhones, and sticks to the basics. Suddenly, this phone looks way more attractive. First off, the action button feels like a game changer. I can set it to do pretty much anything I want, turn on the flashlight, start a voice note, translate audio, or even launch a shortcut. It's super practical, and honestly, I got the hang of it in no time. Then there is the camera control button. This is something fresh. One press opens the camera, press again to take a shot, or hold it down to start recording a video. I can even zoom with it or swipe through settings like styles or exposure. But let's be real, if you're like me, just your average user, you're probably just gonna stick to zooming in and out, easy and smooth. And yeah, it's a physical button that clicks like a button should. Plus, the Taptic engine adds this nice little haptic feedback to every press or swipe, makes it feel super realistic. I got used to it real fast, though I wish the button placement was a bit better. When holding the phone vertically, I want it higher, and horizontally, maybe a bit lower, but that's just me nitpicking. Here's the bottom line. This phone isn't for the tech geeks who need their phones to do everything. This is for people still holding on to their iPhone 11, 12, or 13. For them, this is a huge step up. Dynamic Island. Sure, it's nothing new to me, but for someone switching from those older iPhones, it's going to feel revolutionary. All the slick animations, the way you interact with it, and the features it offers, well, come on, you've got to admit, this island is kind of cool. Now let's talk about cameras for a sec. In just 1 week, I've taken a ton of photos with this thing, and unlike last year, I never once felt like I was missing out on features. Zoom, oh yeah, that 2x is just as solid here as in the 16 Pro. The quality is great, super reliable, and honestly, there's nothing to complain about. And those 24 megapixel shots from the main camera, beautiful. I get loads of detail, crisp contrast, and all these new photo styles to go along with. Speaking of those styles, they're actually pretty cool now. Apple did something different with them this time. They're deeper, more impactful. Reminds me of the days when cameras used film stock. Back then, the film you chose completely changed the look of your photos, and that's kind of what's happening here. With a little tweaking, I can emulate different vibes and film stocks. The only thing missing is that classic film grain texture, but hey, it's close enough. Then there is the macro mode. I've always loved this on the Pro models, and having it on the regular iPhone is awesome. I can get right up close to subject and still get sharp, detailed shots. Sure, it's not quite as detailed as the 16 Pro, but for most people, it's more than enough to get creative. And remember when I said this camera is almost at Pro level? Well, it even has that audio mix feature like the 16 Pro. That means if I'm recording video in a noisy spot, I can isolate the sound and post for a cleaner voice track. I can even make it sound almost studio level. Here's a quick voice test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hope my voice sounds crystal clear. Here's a quick voice test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hope my voice sounds crystal clear. Here's a quick voice test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hope my voice sounds crystal clear. Here's a quick voice test. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hope my voice sounds crystal clear. Though to be fair, it doesn't always nail it perfectly. Sometimes the voice comes out a bit like it's inside a barrel, but even with that, it's a huge improvement over what we had before, so I'll take it. Honestly, after using this phone for a whole week, I barely noticed that it's not a Pro model. Performance is exactly what you'd expect from an iPhone. Fast, smooth, no lag whatsoever. The A18 chip is a beast. Apps pop open instantly, and to be real with you, it feels just as fast as my 16 Pro Max. The only thing that makes the 16 Pro Max feel a tiny bit snappier is Pro Motion, but without that, the difference is almost non-existent. Battery life, way better than the 15 Pro. I remember the struggle with the 15 Pro, barely making it through a full day, which is why I ended up switching to the Pro Max back then. With the 16, I still kind of wish for a bigger battery, but the desperate need to upgrade is way less. I'd say I'm getting about 45 minutes more battery life than I did with the 15 Pro. And yeah, 45 minutes doesn't sound like much, but trust me, when you're pushing your phone all day, every little bit counts. Charging speeds also got an upgrade. Now it hits 45 watts with a cable, which is super impressive for an iPhone. Now, with all the great stuff in this phone, there are still some things Apple needs to fix. First up, USB-C speeds. When I shoot videos on my iPhone, I need to transfer them to my Mac. And let me tell you, when those videos get long and heavy, AirDrop just starts giving up, so I go for the cable. The problem is the USB 2.0 speed. It's painfully slow. What would have taken seconds on the 16 Pro takes minutes on the 16. I'm not asking for a Thunderbolt here, but at least give us USB 3.0. It's 2024, we deserve better than this. Now let's talk about this whole Apple Intelligence hype. Apple has been pushing it hard, advertising this phone with a major focus on all these new AI-driven features, but none of them are actually here yet. The new Siri, nope. Those fancy writing tools and advanced photo editing, still missing. Even the visual intelligence that was supposed to make the camera control more powerful is nowhere to be found. So it makes you wonder, should you even buy it right now? And honestly, I'm a little torn. On one hand, this phone offers a lot for $800, but then for about $40 less, you can grab a renewed 15 Pro on Amazon. And let's be real, if you're not too bothered about that new camera control button, the 15 Pro is almost the same phone. You will get all the new AI features, a legit 3x zoom lens, Pro Motion, always on display, a faster USB-C port, and that sleek titanium build. The iPhone 16, though, is the kind of phone where you won't feel like you're missing out by skipping the Pro model. It barely compromises on features, and it nails that sweet spot where you're getting just what you actually need. No over-the-top 4K 120 FPS slow-mo or 48 megapixel ultra-wide, because let's face it, most people aren't using that stuff. With the 16, you're getting everything that matters, and when this thing goes on sale, it's going to be a steal. But hey, if you're still feeling like this isn't quite enough for you, maybe the 16 Pro is where you should be looking. And make sure to check out our full review on that along with the 16 Pro Max. Thanks for watching, and I will see you there.